Hey, it's Corpsy. I'm here for Girls and Corpses magazine and EMM report, and I am so excited to be in the house. And by the way, I must say that porn must have been very good to you, Mr. Max Hardcore, because we are in a mansion, an absolute mansion in Los Angeles. So anyhow, I'm with Max Hardcore, aka Paul Little. Am I able to use your real name?
Sure, yeah. Everybody knows who I am.
Thank you for doing this.
Great to be here
This is going
with
to be
you today.
No holds barred. I thought if we're going to interview Max Hardcore, we should just go for it, really get the whole story. So, God, there's just so much I want to ask you. I mean, I've seen you on and off at so many different events. You have an amazing story. Someday someone's going to have to play you, probably Tom Hanks, in the Max Hardcore story. But I want to start a little bit, go back to the beginning, and kind of start at your roots and find out how this strange tree grew that has this strange fruit on it called Max Hardcore. So where were you born, Max? And should I call you Max or Paul? What do you prefer?
Max. Everybody calls me Max.
All right. Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Wisconsin, in a town just south of Milwaukee, halfway between Milwaukee and Chicago, called Racine. That's a French word. It means beautiful river. And we lived on the Root River. Mm-hmm. And it was a beautiful city. We lived right on the Lake Michigan. But it was freezing in hell in the wintertime. So as soon as I figured out how to hotwire a car, I was out of there, baby.
So you spent up till how old were you in Wisconsin? What age did you
I got out of there when I was 18. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I moved to Key West, Florida.
All right. Let me stick a little bit in Wisconsin still. I got to get the story of how this all began. So your parents, what did they do?
My dad was an advertising exec, and my mom was, she did a lot of things. She was mainly a housewife, and we had a really nice house, a real nice home. I had a lot of brothers and one sister, and it was all good.
Normal childhood, I mean...
Yeah, normal,
you weren't beaten?
Fall out of a tree. My sister actually did accidentally hit me with a baseball bat one time, but it was
That's
an
where it
accident.
started. Max Hardcore was hit in the head?
And I've always blamed her for what I became. I said, Linda, you knocked all the morality out of me, all the common sense. And I wasn't thinking about it then. I was just thinking about hot babes and screwing and having fun. And down in Key West, Florida, is all the way at the end of the Keys, and the babes were walking around with next to nothing, and it was a beautiful environment. And then it hit me. I would go to the porn store all the time, and then I saw a John Stagliano film, and I always credit John.
Stagliano or Stagliano?
Stagliano. Yeah,
okay.
You can say it either way. But anyway, I saw him doing this video where he's picking up a girl on the bicycle path down by Venice or Santa Monica, somewhere down there, right? And she's on roller skates, and I'm looking at this, and it's so primitive, and I'm looking, I said, holy fuck. I said, if this is classified as porn, and what you can do, I can do it too.
You had an epiphany. You had a moment of clarity.
And and it just so happened that it coincided with the advent of the small handycam, right?
How old are you at this point?
I'm 58.
No, not back then, not now.
Oh, back then I was probably 25. I was 24, 25, somewhere in there.
You're living on your own.
No, I was down there with a girl.
With a girl that you brought with you or that you met there?
No, I brought her with me.
From Wisconsin.
And then she moved out, and then I got another one living with me, and I had this friend named Phil Longobardi who ran an electronics store, and he says, Max, you got to check out this camera. And he says, look at this, it was big for our standards, but it wasn't cabled to a big ass box like the old ones were. Mm-hmm. So it was really practical. So what I did was I had a lot of electronic gear, like the TV and radio and all this crap in front of the couch.
Okay.
And so I would put in the camera right in there, tape over the red indicator that it's rolling, and invite the girl over, and and we would shoot. She didn't know it at the time. They didn't know it at the time. And I should have just told them, and I'm sure they would have been fine with it, but I'm thinking, let's make sure, okay?
Right.
And I never released any of this material.
There's private recordings of your sexual escapades with girlfriends, or this one girl, or what was it exactly?
No, several girls.
Several girls.
Several girls.
So back at this time, I mean, were you like
I'm a multiple offender, I must say.
You were a studly guy with a huge sexual appetite at this time?
Yeah.
In your 20s?
I was jacking off 5 times a day.
Well, okay. Hold on one sec. I got to back up just a little bit.
Sure, let's back up.
So I'm going to go back to Wisconsin just for a second. Were you from a moral family? Was it religious?
No, my dad was a porn, into porn. Like the first porn I ever seen was Playboy magazine.
Okay.
And then I also saw these pictures, like black and white stuff. It was really classic stuff of like the Hoover vacuum cleaner salesman, and he would go over and he would demonstrate. They'd go door to door,
Yeah.
So he would demonstrate to the girls, the ladies of the house while they were out. And I thought, he'd put the thing under their skirt, and I still remember this like it was yesterday. And I thought that stuff was so hot. And it was just black and white, like 5x7s, like a
These
set
are
of
your
them.
dad's, though.
This was my dad's stuff.
Did he hide it? I mean, was it like, or did he?
Yeah, he put it up on a shelf, which took a kid like 10 seconds to figure out how to get to it.
I'm doing a forensic examination into your brain because we're going to get to some crazy stuff, but I want to get a little bit to figure out. Was this just a natural occurring thing in you, your sexual appetite, and when you were well, all young guys have.
All I thought about was getting pussy.
That was it.
That was it.
Then, and how old were you when you got laid for the first time?
I was in high school, and I was maybe 15, 16, and the girls about the same age, and it was all good.
Fairly normal kind of sex. There was no strangeness. I mean, at this point, you were just trying.
Well, it was normal at first, and she got she wasn't on the pill, so I said, "Wait a second, we don't want to get pregnant, so let's ass fuck." And she's like, "A-okay with me," Never did it before, and it was beautiful.
You
really
didn't have to talk
time.
her into it or anything. She just was like, "Let's do this." Very comfortable with that concept.
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay. She was totally down with the program. We made out first, and she's saying to me, because I had in my mind that good girls don't fuck, on the first date or the second date, because I was raised a Catholic, and that can really fuck up your brain.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Heavy Catholicism. You go to church? Were you all this kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, I went to a Catholic school till I got kicked out for misbehaving.
Okay, see, I need this stuff. This is good. So, did you got the nun thing? Were they disciplining you? Any of this stuff, or?
No, I don't remember any much discipline at that point. But there were nuns. Yeah, nuns were teaching.
So heavy
and
Catholic,
regular teaching.
A lot of repression, right? You're starting off, and sex is bad, right?
They talk. You can't even masturbate. Masturbation is bad. How does a boy go through? Life without masturbating.
Well, they don't go through life. The problem is that they feel bad about it because they've been told.
Yeah, you get all these ideas in your head, and I remember my brother, the Marine, Mark, my dear departed brother, saying to me, "Listen, just forget all that shit. All the girls want to fuck. You want to fuck. Let's go ahead and fuck. Okay, but be careful." And use protection and have a great time. And once he told me that, once that doors just flew open.
And you're fit, so you get laid.
So I went from just going to first base, feeling up the tits, rubbing the pussy. Because once you rub the pussy, the legs open up, and the hand comes over on your cock, and it's party time.
Game on.
It's a game on, man.
But in the era that and you were mentioning how old you are, we kind of got that out already. But